We need to create a dynamic moment in this campaign, or we're dead. If you are going to seriously consider the governor of Alaska, you have to call her now.
This is Sarah.
You know, they say the difference between a hockey mom and a pit bull? Lipstick.
CNN has us even with Obama.
We can really win this thing.
I have to win this thing. I so don't want to go back to Alaska.
We like movies about politics. Just in case you had forgotten what happened in 2008, you got it there in a nutshell. Sarah Palin plucked out of some obscurity to become John McCain's running mate. Question now, 4 years later, who is going to be Romney's game-changing VP pick, if he's even going to make a game-changing pick? Is there anybody on this list? You got Rob Portman, Marco Rubio, Bobby Jindal, Paul Ryan, Chris Christie. If you don't like anybody on this list, here's list number 2. There's Jeb Bush, Tim Pawlenty, Bob McDonnell, the governor of Virginia, Mitch Daniels, and Mike Huckabee, all names at the top of several lists as possible VP picks. The Romney campaign is now beginning to vet people. The question is, are there any game changers on this list, or is Romney going to go through the tried and true route so as to avoid Palin 2.0? And guys, one name that's getting a lot of attention in all of this is Rob Portman out of Ohio. And you know, I follow politics pretty well, and my first reaction was, who? And in case anybody at home has the same reaction, let's play about 10 seconds of Rob Portman from Ohio.
People are looking for leadership to help create jobs and opportunity, and instead what they see is the same tired political responses.
You feeling it? You feeling Portman mania after that?
If Portman mania is a nap, yeah, then I'm feeling it.
That's pretty nap-inducing, yeah.
But you may want a nap this time because, you know, if you get some party animal who's unpredictable, we could have a repeat of Game Change.
If you're going to go that route, that's the guy, Mitch Daniels.
If you want to go bland.
Not so much, if you want to go bland, Midwest, no one's going to get really angry with the choice. He's real, and he's solid, and it's a defensible choice. Everything else is a risk, and geez, Louise, they've got this list of people that no one wants as vice president.
What's the risk of I mean, I'm not challenging, I'm seriously, I'm curious. What is the risk involved in, say, a Marco Rubio, for example?
Who knows? He's 40 years old. He's been tested not at all. Every criticism that was made of Obama can be made with him. You lose that argument.
He's also got some financial problems. He's got some financial problems. He hasn't quite declared bankruptcy. He's got a lot of personal financial issues. He was on the verge of foreclosure himself. I think that's going to be. You have to understand, whoever it is, Andrew, the test is going to be, are they ready from day one? And they're going to be asked everything.
Is that the criteria that the Romney camp should be making this decision based on?
Absolutely.
Or will it be who helps us the most in the numbers, who gets us the most votes?
The same thing by that argument, and I think he's right. That's why if you're going to go down that list, Mitch Daniels, everybody will go, hooray, that's a real choice, and you get by and you survive. The problem with this choice is he could not survive the choice.
Can I just tell you something? I'm sorry, Dom. Just very quickly, look, Bill Clinton's choice and George W. Bush's choice, those were not questionable. In other words, Al Gore, Dick Cheney, people had issues with Cheney later on, but nobody had issues with their credentials. If you're the Romney campaign, you want to make a choice like Clinton
but there
and Bush.
was the issue of Gore in terms of having two Southerners on the ticket. There were no questions about his credentials. But what you want and what Mr. Romney has to consider in this situation is, one, somebody who's not going to do any harm, Sarah Palin, and two, somebody that can deliver their own state,
which is Ohio, which would be Portman. And that's as Ohio goes.
If he's popular enough in Ohio to help carry Ohio.
I think the lowest he's ever won is 58% of the vote. I mean, I think that's the lowest number I've seen. Right? So he's as senator, but as he's congressman, he's also been OMB under Bush, and so he's qualified.
But geez, the whole point here is look how bad the options are at a time we've just gone through a red map, blue map, and said he needs to do something to change the game.
This is the point in this debate where if Rich was standing here, he would mention and hoot and holler about Chris Christie. Is Chris Christie a game changer?
No.
Is he?
He's not going
to be able to.
Andrew, you got a better chance of being on the ticket than Chris Christie.
Somehow I doubt that. He's a game changer, but not to the better.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So no Chris Christie. Governor Christie, if you're watching, sorry, this is not your
He
day with
doesn't
the
see
panel.
it that way. He's happy being governor of New Jersey.
I think he just likes being
But that's why he
considered.
talks about being vice president almost every other day.
That's why I
Daniel
talk about
should have been the candidate.
the same reason I talk about
Mitch
anchoring the
Daniels.
NBC
Mitch
Nightly
Daniel
News.
should have been the presidential nominee.